to this fourth part of repairing this EMS 256, and in here, very exciting and very nervous at the same time, are my extender boards made by PCBWay.com. Now, doesn't that look exciting? As ever, extremely well made. So, it looks perfect. It's okay, let's try it. Let's try this one. That feels perfect. And I hope I've left enough space now, because it should be fine, but we'll solder one up. But fantastic quality from PCBWay. Wow. So, the moment of truth. We'll make sure all the cards are pushed in. And that all lines up perfectly. That's epic. So I do have to put in some sort of block where you can see on those originals. The one on the left, there's nothing there, but the ones on the other sockets do have a locator. So I might see if I can come up with an idea to make a locating pin here. So I was wondering if on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I was thinking I might be able to just solder those two together. Okay, yeah, that seems to be pretty good. So, board E would fit in here. And then does this line up? I'm surprised at how well that actually works. I was expecting to have to support it from the bottom. I probably will once I get my workspace organised. So I need to be looking on this side for the probing. But we now have an extender board. So that is fantastic news. We can get on and start probing. I'm going to have to reorganise my bench to make it easy to work on. And I think I might test the board with maybe swapping out the one that's making the clock. So if the clock is working, then we know that these are working. Okay, that's what I think is the clock board sticking out. So if we turn it on, excellent. Right, now we can get down to some business and start probing. So I thought I'd start with the shift register, because we should be able to see 7 waveforms on its outputs, and I think that's what controls the RAM. And because of my lovely numbered edge connector there, it's really easy to find where they go. I can start labelling these chips as well to make life easier. Anyway, so we have that first pulse, the second pulse, the third pulse, and the fourth pulse, and then the other 3 remaining there. So it looks like the shift register is working okay. Also on this board is the D to A time reference. There's a 500 Hz signal here, which is on that IC, and that's shown as 499. And there's this 1 megahertz, which is coming off that IC, and that's all present and correct. Pin 34 has 125 kilohertz. A little bit shaky, and I can measure that directly off the board. Pin 35. There's a 32 kilohertz there on pin 32. All present and correct. A bit gnarly looking. And on pin 30 there's that shorter waveform end. So we're on pin 30. You can see a short blip there. Okay, so this board F is looking quite good. There was that broken IC which we found earlier, but apart from that everything seems to check out. So let's see what we're going to look at next. Okay, so I've done a little bit of scouting around, can't really see anything obviously faulty, and board C, D and E does layer 1, 2 and 3, and we know that 3 is actually working properly, so that's a good card to compare the others against. So what I can do now, because I have loads of extender boards, okay, I'm trying something wacky here. Because I've got many extender boards, I've got 2 extender boards to poke this working E channel, layer 3. I can compare that against this board here. So on layer 1, we know that the first CV is working, which is this section here, going to this op amp, and the CV2 is coming through this section here and through this op amp. I've got nothing on the output of the op amp, so I started chasing the signals coming in to this logic chip here, and they should be the same. Pin 1, we have a signal. Pin 2, we have a signal. And pin 3, we have a signal. And on the schematic, pin 3 is connected to pin 12. So this IC is the CV that's working. So pin 1, pin 2, pin 3, and then that should also go to pin 12. So that one that is working, this one, pin 3 is there, but there's nothing on pin 12. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it change slightly on the CV out. unplug. So pin 3 and pin 12 should be connected together. That's right, on the working one. And on the not working one, it's open circuit. So we have to look at the PCB there. Okay, that's working now. So one CV is the pitch, one CV is the filter. So that's layer 1 working and layer 3. Still not recording, but passing data through. Okay, so that's the DACs working on layer 3 and layer 1 now. This is layer 2, and straight off the bat there's actually 2 pins of 5 volts. So if I go on the one that it's not using and we look on the scope, we get to 5 volts. And if I go to the actual 5 volts, it goes to about 1.4. So I don't like to boot this up without a card, but if I take the card out and play that +5, you get nothing. So I'm pretty sure there might be an issue on the bus board power rail. Well, that's embarrassing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th card along. The power, when I replaced this capacitor, I put it on the second 5 volt rail, not the top pin. So I'm just going to have to resolder that back up, and hopefully we'll get our 5 volts back. Okay, let's see if our 5 volt comes back. Yay! Right, let's see if it works. For this test, the gate's coming into this use synth envelope and going to my DOC6 mixer. The CV's coming into my Hern-Morley oscillators and going into the filter. And the second CV, so the first CV is controlling the pitch, and the second CV is controlling this filter cutoff. Okay, so if I press play, it's still not playing back. We'll play the gate. Is that by luck? Yeah. But let's go to layer 2. And layer 3. So we have now in and out on all 3 layers. Just a shame we can't record anything. Okay, I thought I'd check out some signals on the recirculation board. The first signal is just a clock pulse to give me something to trigger off. The second signal is a WAD, which is right to the ADC. Third signal is the WET, which is enable writing of RT clock. And the fourth signal is WMS, which is right manual switch. And if I zoom into the oscilloscope, and when I play a key, only the wet signal changes. I might have thought that the right manual switch. But nothing looks broken. So let's examine another board. Okay, so we're just having a dig around now in the memory. I'm just scoping out the 5 outputs from the shift registers. They all seem to be reacting okay, and the 5th one is up on there actually. So that board looks okay. And this is board L, which is another memory board. Okay, this is interesting. On this board, the 5th one's up there. That's not changing. And on the first 4, this seems to be oh no, there is some signal there. Okay, that's good. But I don't see anything on the 4th shift register. Okay, so I'm just checking out a working shift register. So inputs are pin 3 and pin 6 and output pin 5. So that's what I've got connected there. This big waveform is the input 3. And this blue one is input 6. And that's the output. So let me move it on to the non-working one. Okay, this is the non-working one now. And we see we got input 3, but we don't have input 6. And obviously without the input 6, we're not going to get an output. So there's definitely no signal getting to that pin 6 there. So scoping out all these shift registers, I'm still not entirely sure how it works, because in stop mode and reset, everything here is stationary, but I'm still getting some clock signals here. And for some reason, I was starting to think that something was holding a line high. And I took out the time extender board. No real reason, apart from to see what would happen. And the thing boots up, and now, when I hit play, velocity, and now stop, go back to the beginning, hit play, this is layer 2, and now we have layer 3. So all 3 layers are actually recording as well. So I'm pretty sure if I had this connected up to 3 separate oscillators, filter and VCAs, that they would all act independently okay. I'm going to have to make myself some large jack to mini jacks, because I only cobble together these 6 that I've got. Okay, this has been on the bench for a few days now, so I really need to think about what's going on with this board. I've got a couple of other jobs I need to get on the bench in the meantime, but that is a great place to finish. We're actually recording now. Not quite sure the whole purpose of the time extender. Is this just like a RAM upgrade or something like that? And big thank you to PCBWay for making these outstanding extender boards. And I've put them through hell the last few days, and they've been perfect. Been invaluable in debugging this 256. So stay tuned, catch you next time.